Greetings, duelists, and welcome to another video. So, if you saw my post yesterday on my channel, I did bring some very interesting news for the TCG, and those news is we have both the date release for Chaos Origins, and we have the date release for the North American WCQ. Chaos Origins is confirmed to arrive in the TCG on July 3rd. And Chaos Origins is a very, very interesting set so far. But more important than that, the North American WCQ is confirmed to be on July 10th. Which means Chaos Origins is going to be legal for the North American WCQ. And prior to today's news, I found it to be okay because Chaos Origins, as good of a set as it's been so far, like I have nothing against Chaos Origins. Everything they've shown so far has been very interesting. I don't think it holds to the level of Blazing Dominion as of yet. However, there is one card that got revealed today, and I think this card is actually a meta changer. I think whoever can abuse this card will abuse this card. And if we're not too careful, we might see something at the level of these three cards that are right here. So, Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, Lavalval Chain, and Curious the Lightsworn Dominion are all forbidden in the TCG Forbidden Limited list. While in Master Duel and OCG, everybody except Curious are in the Forbidden list. What does this mean? These cards are here for a reason. A very important reason as that. We're about to receive a card that is at the level of these cards. And let's talk about it. So, the card that got announced today for Chaos Origins is called Zenna-no-Tsuinagihime. Or, if you want to use English terms, Princess Zenna-Tsuinagihime. So, Princess Zenna has a very interesting effect. It has a different condition for its summon as well. It is a Link 5 monster, so not the easiest monsters to make. However, it can be made with 2+ materials, and you can also use a monster in your hand as the Link material for this card. That already makes it almost as easy as Curious the Lightsworn Dominion. Let's proceed. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is Link summoned, you can send one monster from your deck to your graveyard. If you Link summon this card only using monsters on your field as material, you can send a monster from the extra deck to the graveyard instead. If this card on your field is sent to the graveyard, during your next standby phase, you can add one monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, not too much rocket science here. This is Foolish Burial on a monster. And we've already seen what Foolish Burial on monsters have done in the past. I will say there are some fair arguments to the fairness of this card in comparison. Like, for example, Curious the Lightsworn Dominion can send spell and traps, while Zenna can only send monsters. You can argue that Curious mill effect right after sending is also very relevant. But there are some things behind Zenna that makes it just as interesting and just as powerful as Curious. Let me show you a few examples. This is a Dark Machine level Link 5, which means it works under Orcus Crescendo's condition, Dominant Sparks condition, but more importantly, Dominus Impulse condition. And I don't have to explain how powerful these cards are. Yeah. That already makes this card really strong. Now, you see this Orcust Crescendo right here? It's kind of clear which archetype this card is meant for. This card was meant for Orcust. Like, this is the best archetype that can utilize this card, because under all 3 locking conditions, you can summon this card. The fact that this can send anything could be interesting in this deck. You can just send specific monsters. Take note, you can also send extra deck monsters if all your materials were from field. And we got a couple of examples. Pretty interesting, right? Yeah. There's a lot of flexibility behind this card. And some of these cards are really strong. I mean, this is the reason Curious got banned in the first place. Crystons is also very interesting because the machine lock does not matter for Zenna because this is a machine type monster. So any strategy that can enable these can also play Zenna. I just joined this Fiendish Rhino Warrior right here, but you know, this can pivot into a lot of other stuff. Let's not talk about like whatever Yummy is doing these days with Fiendsmith, right? Yeah, there's a lot of interesting cards that you can send with this. The list goes on and on. I'm only showing you the basics. I'm not showing you like very oppressive stuff yet. Now, looking at the summoning condition of this card, you would argue that it's harder to summon than Curious the Lightsworn Dominion. However, this is easier in certain decks and strategies, or with certain engines. Let's show you a few examples. Yeah, there are a few cards here that just gets you to this card really easily, or a few engines. If you've been on this channel long enough, you've probably already seen the crazy stuff I've done with Quantums. Orcust is just naturally given for this deck. We could see the return of Dangers again. The reason Dangers faded out of existence was because Curious got forbidden. So, who knows, maybe a turbo deck involving Dangers to just get into Zenna could see fit in the future. Malice is another really easy one. Like, if you get to Red Ramson, you're already getting to this card. Like, if you've seen the Topologic Blaster combos that I've done in this channel, then, you know, you can just apply those same combos for Zenna as well. So yeah, there are a couple of really good examples. Stay tuned for a future Underground episode where we'll talk about another Malice adaptation. I think I've already given it away. It involves Dohna, Sparking Archist. Anyway, yeah, this is gonna be legal for North American WCQ. On the surface, the card doesn't look that strong. There are some very strong cards that were enabled by these cards that are already forbidden. Stuff like Fairy Tale Snow and like Tearlament Kikalos are no longer in the game. But that does not mean Princess Zenna does not have any degeneracy behind it. It's only a matter of time. Until then, keep practicing and keep dueling.